The Orange and Black Foundation inducted the 2004 class into the Kirksville Football Hall of Fame. A player, a coach, and the entire 2004 team was honored at the Saturday's induction ceremony. KTVO sports reporter Kayla McGee was in attendance to learn more about the lasting legacy these Tigers have left for future generations of gridiron athletes.
The 2004 season was a special year for the Kirksville football team. After a disappointing 1-2 start, the Tigers would find their claws and come just a game short of the state semifinals, taking home a district and sectional championship in the process, finishing with 8 wins. To honor the special group of Tigers, the Kirksville Orange and Black Foundation selected the entire 2004 squad to be inducted into the Kirksville Football Hall of Fame.
They were not only successful on the field, they were successful in the classroom, and were good students, good citizens, represented our community and school well, and just outstanding young men. And then to see them 20 years later and learn what they've done just makes you especially proud as an educator.
Also being inducted was the team's field general, Corey Egan, and head coach, Doug Bogman. Egan was a threat on both sides of the ball during his senior year. He was an all-district quarterback and defensive back. The future Truman Bulldog baseball player wasn't just physically gifted. His coach said he is one of the smartest players he ever coached.
By the end of the season, we'd come up and he'd call whether we were going to run a midline or an outside veer, depending upon what the defense was giving us, and he had that option to do that. And he was smart enough and good enough athlete to be able to do that.
Coach Bogman was on the sidelines for a decade, working as both an assistant and head coach for the Tigers. The Tiger legend left a lasting impact on his players, teaching them life lessons on and off the football field.
He taught us a lot of things. Football, I think, is a good example of life in general, and it teaches you a lot of life lessons. And Coach Bachman taught us a lot of those things that football teaches you about life.
The Tigers haven't won a district title or matched the 2004 team's win totals since the legendary season. They are off to one of their best starts in program history this year, starting 3-0 and are fresh off a top 10 victory against Savannah. Every coach, player, and fan wants their football team to win, but that's not the important lesson the current players can learn from the past.
The Hall of Fame team gave them hopefully a snapshot of 20 years out, the relationships that they're building, the experiencing they're having, and try to emphasize that don't take this for granted. It's a very special time in their lives.
20 years may have passed since the 2004 squad rocked the football world, but their lessons and legacy is still being felt as the current Tigers take the field. Kayla McGee, KTVO Sports.